Good morning. God bless you. My name is Charlie Johnston. Today I want to talk with you briefly about the process of speaking in tongues. The first thing that must happen is you must get born again of God's Spirit. God, who is Spirit, gives those individuals who confess Jesus Christ to be the Lord of their life and believe that God raised him from the dead, they're given Spirit. It's Holy Spirit. It's eternal Spirit. So that's God's gift to any individual who claims Christ to be their Lord and believe in their heart of hearts that God has raised him from the dead. So then it becomes a new adventure. You're no longer body and soul, but you're body and soul and spirit. And that spirit that God has given you is Holy Spirit. You will never get any more. When God gives us Holy Spirit, that's for eternity. We don't need any more. It'll do all that we need to do. As a matter of fact, it is the power by which we can manifest speaking in tongues, operating word of knowledge, word of wisdom, discerning of spirits, and the other wonderful 9 manifestations of Holy Spirit. But we're dealing with tongues today, and I wanted to share with you the process by which God has designed the ability for us to speak in tongues, to manifest that Holy Spirit, to bring it out into the evidence that can be seen. So what God does is he teaches that Spirit he has given us. And we have the Spirit in us. It saturates all of our body. There's a wonderful song that goes, he's in my feet when I'm walking. He's in my tongue when I'm talking. He's in my eyes, and now I can see. He's in the song that I'm singing. In my heart, his joy is ringing. Jesus is living in me. So we have that Holy Spirit. God teaches that Spirit that he's given us. And that Spirit then teaches our mind. And our mind receives from our spirit what needs to be done in the physical world to bring forth speech. So our mind knows the sounds to make, and it speaks forth that language, which will always be unknown to the individual speaking, but it is a known language because it's the language of men or of angels. So that's the wonderful process. It's not complicated. Actually, it's very simple. So once we manifest tongues in our life, then we have shown the evidence that we're born again of God's Spirit. It's proof positive that the Spirit of God lives in us and that we're his sons and daughters, we're his children. So tongues are valuable for our private prayer life. They're not to be brought forth in a believer's meeting, in a congregation of people. There would be no benefit for them. Anytime tongues are manifested in a believer's meeting in the church, then they should always be interpreted by that individual who brings forth the language. That's the way God designed it. It says that clearly in the 14th chapter of 1 Corinthians. So if we'll be diligent to follow the instructions about tongues there in the 14th chapter of 1 Corinthians, then we'll be on track to do it the way God designed it to be done. So when we speak in tongues in our private prayer life, it builds us up. It builds us up. And what has happened in the process of speaking in tongues, God directs his information to our spirit teaches our mind, and we bring it forth. And the tongues that we speak are not unto men, to their edification, but rather when we're manifesting tongues in our private prayer life, we're speaking back to God the language that He gave us. And what a wonderful, intimate situation that is for us. The God of heaven and earth has endowed us with the ability to receive a language that we don't know, and we speak it back to Him, and God is pleased when we do so. Oh, that just shows our obedience to Him, our regard for His high place of authority in our lives, and so we can worship Him by speaking in tongues. Well, I think this has explained the process for you. God bless your wonderful heart. If I can help you in any way, you can email me at this address. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.